The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
What's going to be happening in the next couple of days now? I don't know how involved I'll be getting in with them, but how did that come to be?
Yeah. So.
See that? But no, really though,
That to me is confounding and confusing in that.
Shows that we now have on our roster is growing, and we have a lot of new shows. Yes. I'm only going to offer solutions on the show. I'm not going to do what everyone else is doing right now and talking about how many people got shot, when it happened, how it happened. We know what's happening. We're past that now. We don't need to keep pushing that narrative.
Young adults we work with all come to us with past serious criminal involvement. These are young adults that are the influencers on the street. We serve the 10% that are involved with 90% of the criminal activity. We don't say at risk, we say proven risk. If we can do really solid work with these young adults and they can do solid work for themselves, that 10% can really flip into the number one biggest and best allies in our community towards positive change.
Today is a new day, a new beginning. How you show up in the world is really important. You've been through a whole lot of things, but you make it right for yourself. Should I choose conflict or should I choose peace?
What the streets have to offer sounds good in the beginning, but in the end, they really have nothing to offer you except jail, death, or hospital. I ended up getting stuck in the streets and I had to do a lot of things that I regret. Some of those things led me to go to jail, and then it was just like, I need help, but I don't know who to go to. And then I found UTech.
Our mission is all about making sure young adults trade violence and poverty for social and economic success. We know that the young people we serve aren't going to just walk in the doors on day one. It's really positioning ourselves to be there at that right opportunity when a young person might be open to potentially change. We think about these as the windows of opportunity. Unfortunately, the largest window is usually the jail cell. And so that brings us to be able to be there months prior to the release, build that relationship no matter what. We never give up on that young person.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to In the Now. I nearly said Here to Help You. It's Friday, guys, so there's no Here to Help You. It's In the Now with Simone Jennifer Smith, and I want to thank you guys all for being here today. So, of course, as you guys know already, this show, we provide you with different type of news outside of the ordinary news that you get, so you're not going to get anything negative here. Don't look, if you're coming here to look for that, you're not. Even if we do present some negative, there's always a positive spin on it. So I'm really excited because, well, before I go further, let me big up certain people. So, of course, my production manager, Miss Selena McCallum. And we have a new assistant, a student assistant, who on her first week was able to pull up some really good news articles for me. And I'm happy and proud to be delivering them. I'm very happy to announce we have Miss Jonelle Pantlitz here. And I said her last name right. Got it? Right, girl? Yes, I got it. I want to thank you so much for all your help, Jonelle, really. So that video was about an organization that is helping to transform thousands of men and women who have been in prison and have come out. So the team of former Crips and Blood gang leaders were determined to put a stop to the violence, so they've actually found some type of resolution. A young gentleman named Anton Lucky, who used to be a leader of the Bloods in Dallas, Texas, is now one of the founders of Original Gangsters United, OGU. It's an initiative that recruits former gang members to be mentors and ambassadors for other young people trapped in the cycle of street violence. So why did they do this? How did this all come to be? So he was inspired to form the organization after he was himself released from prison following his own struggles with street violence. He then began working with opposing gang leaders to form peace, and it all worked. So, OGU participants who have been incarcerated in the past are dramatically less likely to reoffend within the first year of their release. And once they have learned to become positive role models in their community, they become mentors for the program so they can pass on their experiences to the next generation of youth. To add to that, they also have job opportunities. So this is like, again, everyone's heard about the Crips and the Bloods, and I'm sure when you hear about them through other sources of media, it's usually not a positive thing. But again, we have to find a way to change the narrative that's pushed out about our community on a weekly, daily, hourly, minute basis. Okay, so Mr. What's his name? Antong Lucky? Big up yourself, eh? Really appreciate the work you guys are doing over there. Thank you for that, because our young men and women need it. All right, so some of you may know her and some of you may not know her, but I thought we should probably definitely pay some homage to her. If you are a lover of Black literature, then you must know Paulé Marshall. So she's a novelist who chronicled the African diaspora and gave voice to the marginalized. So Paulé Marshall channeled the often marginalized experience of specifically African American women and West Indians into lyrical, passionate, and politically charged fiction, notably in her debut novel, Brown Girl, Brownstones. So Marshall, who has died most recently at the age of 90, I think she just died in August, wrote about race, gender, and culture identity, focusing on the African diaspora in the Caribbean and the United States. So her protagonist, she focused on women, Black women, who possessed a power and self-assurance that was rarely seen in print when she began her writing in the 1950s. So a direct quote from Marshall: traditionally in most fiction, men are the wheelers and the dealers. So Marshall wrote in 1979, the year I was born. I felt kind of cool because of that, but probably there's no relevance. They are the ones in whom power is invested. I wanted to turn that around. I wanted women to be the center of their power. So she was perhaps the best known, or she is best known for her 1959 debut, Brown Girl, Brown Stone, a coming-of-age story regarded by many critics. Let me just stop. It's Friday, and it's been a long week. But I'm going to get through this, guys. I promise. Let me just reel back and come again. All right, so some critics actually pigeonholed Marshall as a Black female author writing strictly for Black women. She noted that her themes were universal, and if books had special importance for African Americans or West Indians, so the better for us. Humans are always, again, another direct quote, humans are always trying to overcome oppression of one kind or another. The extra fillip for the Black reader is to see their community given a kind of validity and even sacredness. To see your community in literature is a kind of empowerment. So let's go through some of the other novels that she did write. So her second novel was The Chosen Place, The Timeless People in 1969, and it explored the tension between tradition and modernization on a Caribbean island. It was followed by Praise Song for the Widow in 1983, an American Book Award-winning story of a woman's spiritual rebirth on the island in the Grenadines. Her other books include, let's see what we have here, we have a few of them, Soul, Clap Hands and Sing, 1961, a collection of 4 novellas, Daughter in 1991, about a Caribbean politician's daughter in Manhattan, The Fisher King in 2000, about the death of a jazz legend, and Triangular Road in 2009, which happened to be an actual memoir. So let's talk a little bit about her before we leave. So she was born in, as actually her full real name was Valenza Pauline Burke, and she was born in Brooklyn in 1929. Her father juggled low-paying jobs and left the family when Pauline was only 11 years old, joining, I believe it was called Father's Divine Evangelic Kingdom in Harlem. Her mother was a housekeeper who spent her days scrubbing floors, as her mother and her friends put it, to earn a few raw mouth pennies. Marshall was active in the civil rights and Black nationalist movements and contributed to Freedom Ways, a leading African American journal in the 1960s. So this beautiful soul passed away just in August. So I thought she was pretty relevant to speak about. There's some powerful things happening within our community in the past and obviously now in the present. And these are the things we really have to hold on to. So when we do come back, I'm actually going to be going to the other side of the world. We're going to go to India and look at a really cool idea of paying for your school fees with plastic waste. We'll see you soon on In the Now.
We wanted to, make the students environmentally conscious, so that was always a part of our plan. And the recycling center is one of our vocational, subjects for the students. So in the beginning, we wanted, it wasn't like compulsory, so we asked the students to bring plastic, but they were not bringing enough plastic. So after that, we decided to make it compulsory and then made all the parents sign a pledge that they would not burn plastic and that they would send it to the school as waste. So after that, we have that regular flow of plastic coming in from the students' houses.
Before I start, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because last segment, if you're just joining us now, I got through it, but I said a lot of things wrong. I don't know why. So, sips tea. Yeah, this is good. Thanks, girl. Appreciate it. All right. So this story actually I thought was really, really cool. And the last story and this story are both from globalgoodness.com or network. I don't know. But they have really good stuff on there and all the type of news that we like to talk about. So, all right. So students now are paying their school fees with plastic waste. Let's talk about this a little bit. So in the eastern Indian state of Assam, in the village of Pamohi, I can say these right, but I couldn't say simple words right. A highly innovative school is teaching students aged 4 to 15 to recycle while paying for their study. So at Akshar School, to pay for their schooling, students don't need to take on a debt. What they're doing is they have to bring a minimum of 25 plastic waste per week, a beneficial way to learn at a reduced price, both for young people and for nature. So what they're doing now is they're recycling instead of burning it. And I believe she was talking about the fact that during the winter sometimes it gets kind of cold. So ignorant me didn't realize that there's winter in India. Did you winter in India? Did you know that, Selena? I didn't know that either. But apparently it gets really, really cold, so they have to burn plastic waste. But of course, as we all know, when you burn plastic, it is toxic. So offering an education system that can both meet the economic and environmental needs of a community is the challenge that Parmita Sarma and Mazin Mukhtar set themselves in June 2016. They are actually the founders of Akshar. So we wanted to change that. This is them speaking. We wanted to change that. And so we started encouraging our students to bring back their plastic waste as tuition fees. It was a way for them, they're saying, to make a better India. With this in mind, the founders succeeded in placing at the heart of the process a virtuous system that allows children to go to school free of charge by doing a good deed. So, in a country where politician rates, sorry, should I just stop? Selena, I'm going to let you come and do the show because pollution rates are rising. I thank God I'm not into about looking perfect because that was the case. This would be a flop show and I'd just be crying right now. So pollution rates are rising to staggering levels and the health impact cannot be neglected. And of course, like we were saying before, burning plastic does cause toxic fumes. And in some schools, toxic fumes actually invade the classroom as soon as the plastic is burned. So Parmita Sama remembers what has now become a dangerous norm in India. She realizes she has to change. So this could be diverted in order not to upset the daily lives of the inhabitants and avoid making them choose between comfort and education. It's a really simple way to take some of that burden. I wish imagine here in Canada, all we have to do was bring plastic to university to go to school. That would really mess up OSAP's whole MO. But it would work really well for the environment. So there are things being done. Definitely have to say that. Let's talk about what else is being done in the community or the global community. Google, they're investing $2 billion in renewable energy. So I should quiz somebody and ask them what renewable energy is, but you guys get it. The biggest forms of renewable energy are solar and, give me a second, wind. Am I right? Thank you. Solar and wind. Okay, so Google has announced that they will be spending $2 billion on more solar and wind projects around the world. The initiative is projected to expand its renewable energy portfolio by about 40% or 5,000 megawatts, which is equivalent to the capacity of 1 million solar rooftop panels. So new investment is not about buying power from existing wind and solar farms, but instead will make long-term purchase commitments that result in the development of new projects. The investments will collectively fund 18 new energy projects ranging from building solar farms in Texas to wind turbines in Sweden. So this brings the company's fleet of renewable energy to 52 global projects, which is driving more than $7 billion in new construction and thousands of related jobs. Direct quote from the Google CEO, Sundar Pichai. I'm going to say Pichai. I hope I'm right. Selena, don't look at me because you probably wouldn't have said it right either, okay? We've been a carbon neutral company since 2007. And in 2017, we became the first company of our size to match our entire annual electricity consumption with renewable energy. And then we did it again in 2018. As a result, we became the largest corporate buyer of renewable energy in the world. All right, Google, you guys are doing something, okay? So once all these projects come online, our carbon-free energy portfolio will produce more electricity than places like Washington, D.C., or entire countries like Lithuania or Uruguay. Aha, it's not Uruguay, it's Uruguay. See? Got this year. So Google is doing something. Very impressive, Google. Obviously, everyone's knowing people are talking climate change and global warming. So I don't know. Is it enough? Are we doing enough to save our world or what they're saying about our world, right? Who knows, but at least people are doing something. We have a lovely couple who are using plastic to pay for school, which is classic, and solar and wind power. Google, you guys are buying up everything. Good for you guys. So we're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to be showing something. Again, the news that we show here, it's It's meant to be seen by the global community. Yes, I really do target the West Indian and Caribbean and Afro-Caribbean community, but the next example that I bring in the next segment is just about what communities can do when they bind together. And one community actually binds together to help out a 4-year-old with cancer. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Whitaker Weinberger turned 4 today with the party of a lifetime.
Look at what's over there!
The road to his Virginia school, paved with yellow sports cars, fire trucks, and school buses, inspired by Whitaker's favorite transformer, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee! Bumblebee!
A celebration years in the making.
He's never had people be around for his birthday. This is the first time. So it's really special for him.
Whitaker was just 13 months old when he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. Chemo, surgery, and blood transfusions followed. Birthdays marked with cupcakes and love, but no parties.
And do you want a party?
Yeah.
Until now, with help from a community he didn't even know.
It's my birthday!
I was crying my whole way here because I couldn't believe that so many people came out for this.
A simple idea, to have a yellow car parked outside the Weinberger home, set the whole neighborhood abuzz.
There are no mundane moments in life anymore. Everything is a celebration.
Today, a birthday wish fulfilled, and a walk to school everyone will remember. Brahima Ellis.
Welcome back, everybody. I love, okay, so one thing they did say, and they did know, when I was doing the research and looking at some of the things they were saying about this young gentleman, he's not out of the water, but I love the fact that a community pulled together to give this little one, a birthday. This child's been sick since he was born, in the hospitals, in and out, and he was able to celebrate and have a whole community behind it, and I'm sure it's something he will never forget. So I'll give you some small details before we move to our next story. So on Wednesday, which I think was it last Wednesday, Ms. Jonelle, my researcher? I hope so, All right. Whitaker Weinberger was about to get the best 4th birthday a kid could ask for. That's how it should be, since Whitaker has been sick on his birthday, battling stage 4 cancer. He was now feeling better, so his parents wanted to make his 4th birthday special. He had been telling them, of course, that he wanted a birthday and that he really liked the Transformer character Bumblebee. So I guess when the community heard about this, they all banded together, and as you can see in the video, they went for a walk. They walked with him to school, and again, he's not out of the water, but he has something that he can remember. So she put the word out, the mom, on social media, and hundreds of yellow cars flooded their Alexandria, Virginia neighborhood before dawn. It seemed like the whole neighborhood walked with Whitaker alongside those yellow cars more than a mile to his school. Wow, not walking a mile to school. So, you know what? I send great wishes to this young man. He's so cute. Poor thing, man. To have to deal with that type of suffering at such a young age. But, Mom, Dad, good for you guys, putting that out there, making sure that he's enjoying his life to his best ability. And kudos to the community out there for stepping in and doing something nice for this young man. So, since we're on this whole topic of health, This is actually something that Mr. Grant Browning had shared in one of our Facebook pages. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, this makes sense. Burning sage. So I don't know how many of you know what sage is. That's it right there. So research has actually proven that burning sage removes 94% of bacteria in the air. When the researchers tested the air a day later, it was still clean. The best method for doing this is called smudging. So what is smudging? You take a bunch of dried sage, you twist it into a stick shape. They missed the part here. You're supposed to tie it up too. If not, you're just going to have like this raging bush and you're going to burn up your hand. So tie it up too, okay? You light one end of the stick on fire and then you blow it out. I usually fan it as well to keep the flame going because you need air to keep fire going, obviously. So the resulting smoke smudges the air in the room, and the properties in the smoke kill most of the bacteria in the air. So having poor quality air, what can that cause? It can cause asthma, coughing, respiratory infections, headaches, dizziness, fatigue, lung cancer, and heart problems. Who knew? All because the air in your house is not clean. The number one thing I like about it, though, is it keeps bad mind people away from you. That's why I smudge. Now I've just learned that I'm smudging and cleaning my air at the same time. It's a wonderful thing. 2 for 1. All right, so very quick show today. I hope you guys have liked the information so far. When we come back, I'm going to have 5 of the craziest things kids have said to parents, or as I would like to call the segment, if you are a West Indian child, you get boxed, in the next session. See you guys soon.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Friday. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Today was a day of many mistakes. I feel like my brain hasn't totally woken up yet, but I'm awake now, and I wanted to end the show with, sometimes I wonder, boy, like, if I ever said some of the things that I'm about to read to you guys, to my parents, I don't even know what they would do. But let's look at some of them. So this is some of the craziest things. I'm going to give you 5. There was a list of like 72. But I'm going to give you 5 of the craziest things that kids have said to their parents. And I'm going to say this right now. Now, one of them is West Indian, because I'm telling you, we won't even be alive. They can't put this on there. There's abuse if you say any of this stuff. So people can't like really say what they would do after that. Let's do the first one, Selena. Why do bad guys always try to take over? Mom. They want to be in charge and make all the rules. Well, why don't they just become moms? Basty. Box this child. Really? Who are you talking to? I thought that one's pretty funny. Next one. What did I earn for being good today? My love and affection. I don't want that. Oh my gosh. So this one, the next one is, I don't even know what I would say to my child if she said this to me. So a 7-year-old daughter walked into the room and casually confirmed, "You have to have a backstory to why you are evil, right?" And walked out. What do you say to that? As a mother, this mom had a couple other quotes. I was like, sweetness, you probably need to take your child to a psychotherapist. I'm not right there. All right. 4-year-old says, can we get a kitten? The father says, I'm allergic. We can't be in the same house. So the 4-year-old said, you can sleep outside. What? Again, box, if that was a West Indian parent. We wouldn't get past, we wouldn't even get an explanation. It'd just be like, no, done. They're not telling you why you can't, but you can sleep outside. The last one I love because, well, the kid's on point. Hey, Maddox, this is the mom. What do you want to make today? Do you want to make cookies, ornaments? Maddox comment, money. Maddox, I don't know how old you are, but Artie, you are on your hustle. Tell your mom, yes, you don't make no damn ornaments. At least you can sell them. If you can sell them, maybe. Cookies, too. You can sell them. He just wants to make money. Guys, thank you. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for hanging in there with me today on In the Now. I'm going to put this out to you guys. If there's ever a story that you think is interesting, cool, fascinating, really needs to be out there, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, Simone@care101.com. You can leave your comments in the YouTube page as well. Just leave your name, email address, and say, you know what, Simone, I have a story I think would be really good to share. Also, if you have any events you'd like to share, please feel free to reach out to me. We have a way of sharing your event as well. And don't forget, before I go, if you like some of the things you heard, right there below is that subscribe button. So click on that. Of course, press like, share, make your comments. And guys, have a wonderful Friday. We will see you next week on In the Now.